go ahead. Now, first of all, lean over and make sure you can reach, because this has got a real high tree board.
Oh yeah,
Can you?
we can get him by the tail.
Okay.
We'll teach him a lesson here.
Oh, that's a good size chunk. Do it again.
One of the great benefits to visiting a fishing lodge is the fact that you will meet a lot of new friends. People who have the same interest as you, fishing. And one of those friends is Dan Warwick, a man of bulk and strength that has been honed from pulling wrenches and machinery as a heavy-duty mechanic for the past 25 years in Washington State, USA. Dan weighs in at 350 pounds and is one of the nicest people you will ever meet. A sort of friendly giant who loves to fish.
Whoa. Look at this. Wow. Have a look at his head.
Oh.
Wow.
There he goes.
Oh, yeah.
Look out. He's leaving town. Oh, there he goes.
Did you see the way he, a lot of people think that salmon just come up and just bite the bait and slam it. They don't necessarily do that. We sat there. Now, what we're doing is doing a real slow troll with the bait about 50 feet back behind the downrigger. And I was 45 feet down. The bait was turning nice and slow. I had the motor just barely moving. What ended up happening is you would have sworn, wouldn't you, that there was a little cod on there.
Yeah.
We waited and we waited, and then what I ended up having to do is gun the motor to get him going, and he still wasn't on. And then I cut the motor back again, which made the bait drop, and he came and he smacked it. Off it went. Now I'm thinking we've got a little coho or a chum on, right?
Right, because he came up pretty
And he
quick.
came right up to the boat.
Yeah.
But when you saw him,
It was spooky there for a little bit. All right.
that's what they're going to always want to do, is they want to hide underneath they like to hide underneath the shadow of the boat.
Yeah.
Okay, there's the
Oh.
swivel right there.
Look at that.
Look at this fish. That's right. Stay way over there. Stay right tight on the fish.
He's trying to make up his mind,
Okay, just
Gary.
let him go. He wants to go. It's pretty hard to hold the weight of that fish if he wants to do something.
Yep, that's true.
There he goes.
There he goes again. This is about the 5th, 6th run. I can't believe the power he's got in him. Oh, yeah.
Look at the size of that. Look at, he's starting to tire now. Just hold him there. Hold him there. That's right. I'm going to try it. I'm going to tail him for you. Okay. Here we go. Look, let me grab hold of that line. Now, he could just explode here, okay? So sort of be aware of that.
Yes, sir.
Oh, there he goes.
Oh, he's not quite ready. He still wants to give us a little show.
Yeah, he's getting,
Woo-hoo! He's making us work for him.
yeah, okay. Lift him if you can. He's just wanting to sink. Oh, I hate it when they shake their head like that. There he goes. Down. Whoa. Keep away from this. Down there. There we go. What a battle, eh?
This guy don't want to give up, Gary. Okay, let's try him again here.
There he goes.
He's got that head shaking attitude. Okay. Here we go. Come on, baby. Come to Papa.
Are you ready for this?
Yes, I am. Holy cow, look at that fish. Holy cow, Gary. I didn't think he was that big. Oh, my God. Oh, that is a beauty. Look at how strong that fish is.
Nice fish. Nice guest. Would you believe that there are two of these friendly giants? Dan Warwick was impressed with his fishing trip. His words on leaving was that he would like to return next year with his twin brother. Is it possible that we could see two giants playing big fish on Lake Tackle next year? Well, don't leave that chair.
Look at that. Okay, we got our fish is coming back towards us now. Din's got his first fish ever on a fly rod. We're up at Eagle Point Lodge.
Coming right at me.
Play him, Din.
He's
play
there.
him.
He's there.
Okay.
He's still there.
Oh, yeah.
He's pretty feisty.
Yeah.
I think he's coming up. He's coming up.
Yep. Maybe.
Good job. I thought he was.
I thought you'd make it out that time.
I thought he was going to give us a shove.
Yeah.
This is too much, bro.
How do you like Gibran as a guide?
He's my buddy.
Boy.
Yes.
Hey?
I'm ready. When are we going again?
How do you like that fly rod? Hey, that light gear?
I didn't think I'd like it, but I like it.
Yeah?
I really like it.
Big guy like you gotta be careful with that stuff.
Yeah. Well, I try, like even trout fishing also, like just for the sport of it, you know, but I don't catch that many salmon.
No way, isn't it?
Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. You just
Nice.
showed us
Beauty.
good picture.
He's gonna give us,
job.
oh, yeah. Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah. He's leaving town now.
Oh,
Buddy.
that is so sweet.
Oh, he's not done with you yet.
Yeah.
You thought he was tired, didn't you?
Just come up and say hi.
Now, you know whose turn's next, eh?
Oh,
Right?
well, you gotta put a season better in
Look at this thing. Bam. He's going.
Oh, look at him go.
He's out of control.
Oh, that's a good one right
I love it. That was cool.
Right on.
That was cool.
Oh, he's not done. He's still blowing you down. Yeah. Yeah, we'll give you an aspirin and call it good later, huh?
Yeah, call me in the morning and
Yeah.
we'll do it again.
I don't think he's tired yet. I don't think he's done yet.
I don't think so.
Now you're in for a battle of a lifetime there, bro.
Yeah.
Feel his big head shakes?
Mhm. He's trying to set me up for
on.
another run. Is what he's
Yeah, he
doing.
is.
Right on.
He's a
I think
sweet.
you're gonna get him up, he's gonna take off again.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He ain't done with him yet there.
You're gonna need a hot tub after this.
Yeah. Well, you know, that really helps too.
You betcha.
After getting beat up by these fish all day,
Oh, yeah.
a little hot tubbing and a great dinner, and you're ready to go.
Well, we're going to have to move around him a little bit. Okay, Gibran's got you covered here.
Yeah.
All right, stay on him now.
He's getting ready to do me here, I think.
Don't overdo him.
Yeah, here he goes.
He's taking you down again.
Yeah, a little baby run that time, but
Oh, yeah. A little baby run you in a minute, all right, until your heart wants to stop. Okay.
these things got a lot of line on them, too.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah. He's doing it.
All right, there he
Yeah.
goes. There he goes. Oh, there he goes.
Power now. He's powered on.
I'm gonna swing around behind him here downwind, and then we can just drift.
Okay.
Hey, bro. He's battling me.
You got, he's been pulling you down. Okay, Gibran's got us squared away here. Get you into the fight a little bit here.
What do you think, big guy? Should we tail this one or put the net on? Huh?
I think I got a little too much in my way to tail him, but if you want to do it, Gibran.
All right. We'll have a look at him here.
All right. Oh, head shaker, head shaker. Come on, baby. Isn't that a bright one?
Nice fish, buddy.
Nice fish.
Nice fish.
Yeah,
On
that's
a
what
light
it
gear
is.
like that,
Oh.
that's nothing beats that.
Get out of your way, dude.
He's still got a little bit of gas.
I like that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you thought he was tired, didn't you, Dan? Yeah, well, that's tough. Live with it.
That's right.
Yeah, it's good pain. That's
If you're gonna be a bear, be a grizz. You guys are definitely grizzes.
Okay, what do you got in this fish? There he is. Okay, he's
Doing that submarine stuff.
yeah, he's starting to run out of gas, I think.
Starting to stay up on the surface a little more. He's getting tired when he stay up top.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, yeah. Let's get out of your way again.
Don't hide, that's the side.
Yeah, we just want to bring him up and let everybody see him. Oh yeah, there he is.
He's nice. You back up a bit.
Okay.
Back up slowly. Be ready to let him go. Don't hold him
Okay.
back, okay?
Yep.
Be gentle.
If he lets go of that fish and he's busting loose, just let him run.
Okay.
Oh,
Not quite yet, right?
well, he's getting there.
Gotta be jumping a little bit
Beautiful.
Yeah, it is. Yep, just think though, when you get back to the lodge tonight, you're gonna have a nice gourmet cooked meal with a hot tub. Ah, brother,
How can I stand it?
we aren't gonna be able to go home. Nobody will be able to live with us.
Can't we
You know, we like having you guys stay on here. Resident twins.
Yeah.
Enforcers. You can be the enforcer.
There you go. Here it comes.
Let's see if we can lay on the side for us.
Ready. Go. Okay, he's gonna grab him.
By the tail.
I think he's got him. By golly, does who? Nice
All right, boys,
fish.
come on back.
All right.
Woo!
All right.
Nice job, eh?
Man, can you
Yeah,
believe
lay that
Look at
rod
that
across
fish.
there.
Can you believe
Look
it?
at that fish. Isn't that a beauty? Hey? Well done, hey guys?
That
All
was
right.
choice.
Beauty.
Thanks for bringing me up here, Dan. This
Yeah.
is great. This
What do you
is-
think? We'll get the hooks out of this one and let him go. Hey, we'll go for another one?
All right. There he is. There he is.
Beauty.
There he goes.
Good job. No.
Oh, he's coming at you. Those hooks never come on.
Stay with him, bro.
Oh yeah, we got him. Oh, I got you, group. There you go.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, he's just getting started.
Yeah. I like the way it kind of did that back.
Oh yeah, look at him go now. He's got this figured out.
He don't like you, does he?
Yeah, he knows where those hooks are. They're right in his mouth. Oh,
Good one on here, buddy.
Yeah.
maybe we will.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe we'll get that 4-star pin. Oh,
Yeah.
ooh.
Well, I'm seeing your line disappear, so I'm going to back up a bit on this.
Okay, because he's taking me down.
He's kind of taking her up again, you know? Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah.
He's gonna still.
Oh, look at way out there. Look way out there.
yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, look at him go.
You're running out of line, boys.
We're almost to the backing. Yeah. All right.
Yeah. You got a real fish going here, bro.
I'll tell you, I got my hands full.
Yeah. Yeah, better stay with him here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Gain some of that line back. Get that reel a little fuller. Oh yeah. We can get some of that line back.
It's a nice big bright chrome fish. I've seen him roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
He's pulling back.
He's not going to give up right away. We're using a cut plug herring, drove behind the boat on a downrigger with a fly rod as the main tackle source here, and actually quite an interesting deal here. It's like catching a whale on a toothpick, so to speak. You know, all that extra tackle isn't even necessary. You just drag that herring by itself, and there you go. Fish on. Okay. Still gaining on there, bro.
Yeah.
You come up, he's gonna have a look at you. And I know what I'd do if I come up and had one look at you. You'd be right the hell out of here.
Yeah.
So this one's good. Folks at home probably can't tell the difference. They probably think it's the same guy as fighting the first fish.
Well, you know, we used to get blamed for things each other did, you know.
You guys had a lot of fun at school.
Yeah, it was quite an adventure, that's for sure. For the teachers, that is. I noticed most of the staff they all got us figured out. They know who's who in the zoo here. Oh, there he goes. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh baby, oh here he goes.
That's a big fish.
Oh yeah.
That's a huge fish. Tyee. Willie, stop.
Nobody knows. Huh?
Peel. Can you believe it?
We're heading for backing, Gibran.
Fish on?
Yeah. I'd say so. I think he's got a bite. Oh, that's fantastic. That's unreal. No. Yeah.
Okay.
Easy, bud.
He's just making me work for it.
Hang in there. Wherever you can get some room. You'll get on him.
It'll be a while.
Yeah.
It'll be a while.
I want that really big one.
You just might have that really big one. I mean, you already boated a 40-pounder this trip. Looks to me like you might be.
Could it be all Tyee, guys?
Well, that'd be tough to
All
take.
Tyee,
Yes.
Tyee.
Yes, it
Yes, it
would.
So what do you guys think of the average? The average fish up here is quite a good size, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The average fish up here, you know, are in the high 20s, low 30s.
Yeah.
Size-wise, we have a real high average.
Every one of them.
The skeena and nass fish up here are quite big fish.
You learned.
We may not get the numbers, you know, we get really good fish and we may not get the numbers, but size-wise average, we have, you know, they're really nice fish.
Yeah.
You guys are proving that.
Yeah.
Catching and releasing a big one like that's quite a thrill too. It's something that you know, the guy learns. They all can't go home to the freezer. They gotta be a few left over for later days. You know, to spawn and make some more.
Well, that's right. It's very important that you, you know, once you got what you need or you think you're gonna need for your family and your friends, you know, you turn some back.
Yeah, and it don't hurt as bad, especially if you're where there are a good quantity. And it's kind of a thrill to cut loose a 30-pound fish when you didn't ever think you would, you know.
One thing you want to say though is if you're gonna release big fish, especially after playing them on light gear like this, you really got to take your time reviving them because they're really tired. It takes a long time to land a big fish on light gear like this, and you want to make sure that he's going to be okay.
You sure you're not hung up on the bottom, bro?
Yeah. That silver thing flopping on top a little bit ago proved me.
Oh. Yeah, that's right. I did see something back there. I thought it was a, you know, that was the sun hitting the water.
Thought it
or
was
something.
that herring we were dragging, didn't you? Yeah,
Well, you
well.
gotta use big bait for big fish, don't you?
Mr. Big on the fly rod.
We'll get another look at him here soon.
Oh, yeah. Mr.
We
Big.
hooked him way up. We hooked that fish way up in that back bay already, and we've come this far with him, eh?
Yeah.
Already. Way back in there where the other boat is where we hooked him. We've been into him for probably 20 minutes already.
Beautiful weather.
Opposite of the weather what we had yesterday.
Yeah, it was a little
Little bit of
wet.
wind though.
Yeah, we managed to survive through the rain. And I think that might have helped some of these fish come in here, don't you
Definitely.
think?
When it rains and the river comes up a bit, the fish get a little whiff of that fresh water. These fish are heading home, so they get a whiff of that and they just move. They're on the fly. They're feeding really heavy along the way, so
These
we
are.
try and intercept them.
Yeah, he's getting tired. Okay. Oh yeah. Oh baby. Is he gonna cooperate with you?
Boys, you're gonna like this.
Oh, oh my God! Look at that!